my channel. I'm going to speak about how to be the bigger person. To be honest with you, that's the best thing that you could be. Learn how to be the biggest person. And like I said, I've been sharing my personal life, my journey, how I overcome an abusive relationship, how I deal with my healing moment. And I do believe in sharing your experience can help another one, because a lot of YouTubers' experience has helped me out, and a lot of professional who were able to share they work on YouTube help me to heal also. We never know everything by herself. We have to learn from others majority of the times. Learn by how on experience, I can't even speak, and by other people experiences, right? So today I felt my daughter just turned 5. Bless the Lord. And today she turned 5. My son going to turn 7 in January. I just feel so grateful, even in this tough season that I was. It was the worst time for me. When I left, she was only 1, and 4 years from now, and now she's 5, and my son was like 3. Now he gonna turn 7 on January 17th. So that's a blessing, and I am so grateful to God, because older that your kids they become, they get better for you. You have more time. They will be able to take responsibilities by themselves. You have less work to do. So even I love children, but I do enjoy when kids becomes an adult, right? So you can have a conversation with them, they can understand you, everything. So what I want to say, um, I realized that healing is really something that all of us need, and forgiveness, I would say. Healing will bring forgiveness, and anyone that you see who stay upset forever, it's really bad, because you might think the person did wrong to you and you can't forgive, but the time that you can't forgive someone, you're not able to forgive you too. Inside of your heart you have a burning, you can't move forward, and it's not really a good thing to go in life forever upset, forever feeling like you're a victim. Even you are a victim, I know, but don't carry the victim mode with your life. You have to be always happy, vibrant, and sharing your positive energy. You can't live with the victim mentality, because it will not help you go. So today, for my daughter's birthday, I've been praying a lot. I Prayers, that's something that really helped me out. Like anything that I want, when I pray about it, God always helping me and answer to my prayer. And I advise people who are dealing with tough times in the life, tough season, to also pray about things, right? You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be holy. There's no such thing. Only God is holy, right? But when you have faith, God will react and will answer to your prayer. When you pray, you receive it, and you ask God for something from all your heart, you witness to Him, He will give it to you. So I've been praying for my children, praying for myself, praying for friends, because I am a very friendly person who speak to anyone, and who easily, I don't put people like judging people. It's hard for me to know who is good around me and who is bad, and I'm still learning about that due to life experience. So I've been praying over that, for God to show me good friends and bad friends, and I said, God, give me wisdom, take every decision in my life, and whoever who is in my life by mistake, or they have a bad they want to hurt me, or because of something, I pray that you remove them automatically. I don't want drama, I don't want trouble. And I've been praying for peace of mind, right? I had such peace, not because that I am rich, not because that I am the holiest woman in the world, but God provided me peace, and I want to share that to you. Whatever you're dealing with right now, God will give you peace when you pray about it. And to be honest with you, people always think peace is money. Peace is material. Peace is having a business, is traveling. Sometimes, oh, I just need to be away, free myself. Sometimes you will be away and you're still not in peace because you can't run away from your problem, right? Sometimes we're trying to run away by when we're having an issue. Some people, it depends how people dealing with the problem. Some people, they ended up by being addicted to drug, alcohol, or sex, and doing things to just try to leave the problem for a little bit. But the thing that we have to understand is her problem, we can never run away from it. So that's why I don't drink, I don't smoke since I was a child. I never taste. I taste alcohol because I went to a hospitality school. I have to taste it, but that's not something that I enjoy. I enjoy having fun naturally. God give me a personality. I am a very exciting person without alcohol, and people, they always like, oh my God, how come you're always having fun, enjoy yourself, you don't even drink? Because when people see me, they always think this girl is crazy. And when they take me out, I say, oh, I don't drink, I don't smoke. Super weird. So that's why you shouldn't judge someone by the look, because you don't know people. Only God knows inside of us. Only God knows her heart. And so what I want to say is, dealing with your problem now will help you. I know it might be hard for some people who never understand that you can never run away from your problem. You might be high for a little bit, but later on, when you come back to life, the problem will not go away. So that's why it's always good, because one thing that I realized, when you deal with your problem truly, you don't try to mix it. You don't try to, when I said mix it with water, it's very strong, right? And you don't try to run away from it. You have a better understanding. Your mind is stronger enough. It makes you stronger. You become stronger mentally, and to deal with any type of problems, right? And you will resolve the problem easily than trying to get distraction that you don't need. So um today I've been thinking, and I have a friend in France. She's been telling me, Marie, you have to speak to your ex-husband because um you have two kids to raise, right? And this man, the way he kept calling you in court, the way he is like, you guys have to go to a restaurant, speak about it, and try. And I don't want people to tell me that, because I didn't. I've been learning a lot about narcissistic people, and all the things that they told you about narcissistic people. What did I do? Is stay away from them. And as a as a godly person, someone who believes in God, I'm not gonna say as a Christian, because I don't put religion first. I put your faith, right? And I do believe that even I call people who has narcissistic personality disorder as a bad energy, evil spirit. But before the evil or the bad spirit enter inside of them, they are human being, right? It doesn't matter how they act. It doesn't matter who they are. And before that, I judge something scientifically, I want to be to judge it also spiritually, because I don't believe science just put us in the world. There was a bigger power, which is God, who put us in the world. And one thing that I've learned as a faithful person, when you pray, when you believe in something, it will happen, right? So this is something that I've never ever think about. And today, less than 4 hours, and I started thinking. I said, I should talk to this man. I should have a conversation with him. This is something, it's been over like 4 years now, that I don't want to have conversation with him. If like we really have a brief conversation, I don't want to hear from him. I don't want to no, not do anything. Like, that's someone that I follow rules, is like very straightforward, like my children and myself. And good morning, how are you? That's it. And but I realize, as a human being, you have, oh my God, when you pray, your mindset going to change, right? When you are a godly person, you have faith, and you trying to become a better person, you're gonna start thinking more spiritually than just scientifically, or um, by society, or by just reading a book. And I do have a lot of respect for people, for scientists, but at the same time, we have to always remember that God is the one that created us. And to be honest with you, I'm to this point right now, I'm like, why I think like that? Because this man is I don't want to say the word, but I've been praying for God to soften his heart, to teach him forgiveness. Yesterday, actually, last night I prayed for it. Soften his heart, teach him how to forgive himself, forgive others who hurt him, and learn to be a loving person instead of destruction, instead of trying to intimidate people, and teaching him what is real love. Real love is not money, is not power, is not material. Real love is be able to appreciate yourself, loving yourself, living with yourself, and understand that when someone dealing with something, you can feel the energy. They don't even need to tell you, to ask you for something. If someone they are in need, they need help, you will provide your help, right? That's what a loving people they do. They always able to connect with others and to share whatever they have, right? Not because somebody share with you, that's mean they rich, but it's because they feel they need to do it, and this makes them happy. This is like the assignment in life. That's what they were born for. They feel the need to help others, right? That's why we have some people, they don't care, but there's people who are, they don't have a lot, but they feel to help because it touched them really deep inside, right? So I've been thinking about that, and I had a very bad feeling for my ex-husband, right? I felt very bad for him. And you have to be a very empathetic person to think like that, because somebody who hurt you in the past, who asked you to hurt yourself, who tell you so many nasty words and continue to bash you, continue using your children against you, you have to be a very, very highly positive person and very empathetic to feel bad for them and trying to pray for them, right? And keep yourself positive. So my goal as a human being is to improve myself positively. First, I always focus on my mind. I spend a lot of times with myself. I spend a lot of times understand myself, what makes me happy, what doesn't makes me happy, what I enjoy in life, what is my assignment, and who I am, and strengthen my mind, right? I always focus more to make my mind stronger than my physical, because I know the mind is stronger, and become a better person. So I felt like, I know a lot of us, we spoke about narcissists. Everyone now know about narcissists. But if you take the time to understand why those people act like that, because one thing that I've learned is nobody were born evil, right? When a baby is born, it's so cute, right? And there's no baby who were born narcissistically. There's no baby who was born evil, mean, and abuser, controller. That's something they have learned with time. And it's so sad that some parents, they have children, and instead of teaching them the right way, they don't even see they damage the kids. The reason why I said that, yesterday my son, he act a way. I spanked him. And after I told him to go to the room, I put him on timeout. He was crying. And I went to him and I said, I gave him 20 minutes to over 20 minutes to get him down. And after I spoke to him and to find out what was the reason he react like that, right? And I have to tell him, I have to speak to him not as a mother first, but not so tough. You need to know when you have to have the tough love and when to be empathetic over everyone. It doesn't matter if it's your child, if it's your husband, if it's a friend. So this is when I have to connect with him, find out what's going on. And he has opened to tell me nobody loves me. And I said, why do you say that? And he started telling me about he has two friends in school, they don't want to play with him. So this is when I understand where I have to come as a parent to teach him what is self-love. I have to tell him, look, mommy loves you, daddy loves you, sister loves you. You God love you first. You have to learn how to love yourself. I said, did you see mommy has friend? No. I said, is you see mommy upset? No. Mommy's always happy. Mommy's dancing with you. Mommy's cooking. Even when mommy's cooking, she make you help her. You cook with her. She always so because mommy love herself. You have to be like that too. And this is when it comes to a point I have to tell him, you are smart, you are strong, you are handsome, and God will help you and we pray together. But guess what? If God didn't give me the knowledge, I don't want to give credit to myself only, because I can tell you, as a parent, you never know everything. And that's why people who think they know everything, they are the stupidest person in the world. I'm sorry to say that, because none of us know everything. We learn from others, and sometimes, majority of the time, I pray for God to give me wisdom. And I said it again, skills is coming from institution like school. You go to school to get skill. Sometimes school doesn't even give you skills. You have to go to training in the job training. That's when you get it, right? You might have the writing part, but the physical part, you don't really have it. So wisdom, talent is coming from God. That's something you were born with. And a lot of times we don't really spend time enough with ourselves to know what is our talent, and we're trying to find something else. Or when we are too stressed out, we don't really take times to understand and to analyze the situation and to approach the situation with a positive way. So from there, I have to I've been praying and I've been saying, God, please teach me how to be a better mother. Teach me how to deal with my children. Teach me how to be a better human being. Teach me how to forgive, I forgive, but we human, we're not perfect. For me to be a better person. That's my prayer. My prayer is not to be the richest person in the world. I want to have prosperity, but prosperity is not my number one, because if you have prosperity, you don't have intelligence mentally. This prosperity actually can become a distraction for your family and for the community, and we see that with a lot of ignorant rich people. And that's why I wanted to share that. And I felt bad for him, because I see the interaction between him and his family. There's the mother who brought him to the world, there's no love. And I try my best. The thing is, I try my best to protect this person, to teach him, it's this, trying to tell him, look, you're supposed to be lucky, you this, you that, even that. But when we become an adult, her mind is already closed. If we are not open to change, if we're not honest to ourselves, and see her problem and work in it, people can speak all day long in her head. We will not take the advice. And this is when it comes being honest, self reflection. This is when you have to ask yourself, what is wrong with me? Do I need help? I need to search for help instead of lying to myself, right? And and this is when it comes also, you as a person who's dealing with people who has issue, to know you're not God. I have to teach myself that you can't do too much. You cannot do too much, right? So there's a point you're gonna have to say, you know what, I try. Because when you're not a professional person, you don't know how to deal with some situation, and you're gonna try to give too much, you're gonna lose yourself in it. And this is what happened to me, because I'm an empath. When people are hurting, I'm hurting too. And I want people to be happy. I want to give them everything to be happy. And from there, I have to learn to teach myself being an empath can be a good thing and a bad thing, because a lot of time you forget about you because you want the world to be happy. It cannot be like that. In a regular, in a normal world, people, they are not like that. You have to love yourself and understand the other person. If you can provide your help, you provide. The rest you cannot do, you pray about it, or give them, I don't know, give them some advice if they want to take it, or tell them they need professional help. So I've been thinking about that because a lot of us, we don't really pay attention to people who are abuser, to people who are controller, to criminals. We just think, we just, and that's why I don't believe in death penalty, because I do believe people, they weren't born criminals, they weren't born abusive, they weren't born mean. We all were born cute, right? Cute little baby. And later on, we learned that from our parents, from our community, from our society, from an institute, whatever, wherever we learn that, we learn it. And if you are empathetic enough to take the times to learn human being, to, especially if you're a parent, to learn to see the step of a child, by when my babies were born, when they started smiling and calling, start trying to walk, and now where they are, you will understand that everything that you teach a child will have either a positive effect or a negative one on them. So that's why you have to be very careful as a parent when you're teaching your children. And that's why I pray a lot. I pray a lot to be a better mother, because we're never perfect, you know. Even you, there's things a child gonna do, you have to just say, I said that a lot. I said, God give me strength. Because yesterday my daughter was doing, she was painting, and she just put things all over the carpet, all over the table, um, everywhere. From there, you have to be very, very patient, very, um, very patient, to just not start spanking the child really bad. And this need empathetic too, and patient. And looking at an abuser, a narcissistic person, that's probably things they learn with their parents. It doesn't need to be like, oh, the parents used to abuse them. I'm learning that for me, for my children, because I realize they are too nice. I'm too nice with them. Because things they do at daddy, they don't do it in my home. Things they do in my home, they don't do it with daddy. So I don't believe in spanking children. Like when I spank kids, they really hurt me, but they force me. Sometimes you have to, right? And I believe in communication, because it works. My dad never hurt me really. He hurt me probably twice. And this is the person that I respect the most, than my mother, who always hurt me. So, what I want to say is, but you have to have the tough love, because kids, they're gonna use it against you sometimes. But you have to, I would say, you have to be able to be polyvalent, being tough when you need to, and also being sweet when you need to. Try not to make your children just, I look at them and they scary. Your kid's gonna run away from you. You're a mother, but at the same time, your kids have to be able to speak to you. And I realize that's why we have a higher rate of abuse, of crimes, because children, they are so, they are alone. And in America, we're working a lot. We don't really have time to spend with our children. Even we want to, it's not like we don't love them. But when we arrive at home, we're tired. And by the time we spend time with them, the kids is already sleeping. And that's why it's very important when you're putting your children to sleep, ask them questions. It doesn't matter what happened during the day, but when it's bedtime, this is the time to communicate, to speak to them, right? And find out what happened. Pray with them. prayer is something that I value so much because prayer will give you so much wisdom. I don't know for you, but it works for me. Anytime that I pray over something, I always get an answer. And even things you don't know what to do, your spiritual belief will help you, will help you to, will guide you, right? Nobody will teach you how to be a parent. That's something that will come naturally. And sometimes if you don't be careful, it can turn against you. And I want to speak about that because as a black woman in her community, it doesn't matter you were born in Haiti, in Africa, the Caribbean countries, or in the United States. We are very tough people, right? When I say tough, we believe in discipline is, sometimes I would say for us, discipline is almost like abuse. And, but I don't believe in that. I do believe spanking, the kids need spanking sometimes, but sometimes her words, black parents, we are very, very, majority of us, we are very, very strong with her words, very harsh over her children. We don't really spend time to find out what the kids is dealing with. And those kids sometimes they feel like they are on their own. You know, as human beings, we need love. And one thing that I realized in Nigerian parents, African parents, they always think is only education, right? Um, Education is important, but the school institution not gonna give love to your kids. They will give skills to your kids. It's your role as a mother to do your job, teaching your children self-love. Let them know they are important for the community, for the society. Let them know they are loving by you, by the planet, by others, and teach them how to be a good human being for the world, for the planet, right? Those things, when you don't teach your children that, and I'm speaking like that because I experienced it with my ex-husband, your kids will think that what is the most important is money, education, and they forget about love. Love is the most important thing in life, I can tell you. Someone who is loving, they are healer. When you are a loving person, you can heal yourself. And I said that because I heal myself. Because when you a loving person in the most difficult situation, you will always have a positive mind. What people cannot see positively, you will see it, because love works with positivity, with happiness, with smile, with forgiveness, with healing. And when you don't know what is love, you off. You just think about hurting, about this. You have to be tough in order to get things, right? And I want to go to that. Dealing with an African man, I see the difference between an African man who was born in the US and who was raised in Nigeria, and a man who was born in Haiti and raised in Europe. Your community has a lot to do with your personality, with your character. The person that you're growing up with has a lot to do with your upbringing, what you're gonna become later on, the person that you're gonna become, how you're going to carry for the world, caring for the world. And I see that because I can tell you, the black community in the US, I'm talking about black men and black women, they have a different perspective than Europe. Probably Europe is changing right now because everyone is copying on Americans. I just hope not. And because here it's a country that do believe a lot in money, in materialistic, while in France people, they are more connected with love, with spending time to each other, with quality times, with healthy, you know. And in Haiti too, my parents, they from Haiti, they're not from France. So people, they learn how to share to each other, even they don't have a lot, but they know how to live in community. That's things that you have to teach to your children. Love is not only for yourself, it's also for others. Sharing love with others can be in a different way, not because um, I bought you something, but giving a smile to someone is loving. Take time speaking to someone or listen to somebody is very loving. You know, appreciation, giving comments, a compliment, it's also love because you know what? Thank you, Musafa. You know what? When you are not loving, that's what when it becomes jealousy. And the reason why that I can say that I deal with women like that. Women that I see as my sisters, anything else, and I want them to be happy. I always see the good in everybody. I don't focus on the negative. And that's why I always get hurt because I am so positive. Even somebody has a plan to me, I see it really well, and I cannot believe it because I don't go to my life thinking, oh, everybody hates me. You have to show it to me in order to see it. That's why I'm protecting myself because I am such a positive person and I can get hurt easily because people with a loving heart, they don't know how to protect their heart because they want to help everyone, they want to give love to everyone, they don't accept unfairly, injustice, and bad. So sometimes you can feel trapped living in a crazy world like this and people will take advantage of you, right? So at the same time, you don't need to be wolfed. You can still be protective over you without being rough, without being mean, without being some people they think because they've been hurt in the past and they realize like in order for me to protect myself, I have to be mean with everyone. You don't have to, right? And that's things that I feel like in her community as black women, as black men, we have to learn that in the United States, one thing that I've realized, especially in the African community in Europe too, they have that. In America, especially, Nigerian culture, especially, and black culture in America, people focus on education. I'm saying school education, money. You might have the school education, you might have the money, the material, but you don't have the love. You don't have the mental part, right? And the intelligence that you need in order to connect to the world. You know, you can go to school and there's a lack of human. You can't be really, you cannot create any thing with nobody around you, and this can stop you being successful. And that's one thing how parents needs to teach us as a younger age, teaching us how to be loving towards ourselves, teaching our children how to spend time with themselves, teaching us how to forgive others who hurt us, forgive ourselves first for making the choice to trust them, to allow them to be in our lives, and say, I've learned from it, it's not gonna happen anymore. And also teaching to forgive them because the reason why they become like that, there's always a reason for everything in life. One thing that I've learned, even if a man hurts you like my ex-husband hurt me, is because I was naive to allow him to be in my life, to trusted him. I probably judged him because he's that, he's this. I thought, oh, he speak well, maybe the way he carry himself, I thought he was. But guess what, that was my mistake. And that's why we have to be honest with ourselves to not keep repeating the same mistake. And people like that later on, they become very angry against everyone, against the society, because they don't take responsibility. That's why I always talk about self-reflection. Self-reflection, the best thing you could do for you is spending time with yourself. Spending time with yourself will help you. Teach me in Creole. Do you speak Creole, Miss Mustafa? Spending time with yourself will help you become a better person. And that's why in the United States of America, we have so much mental health. Because let me tell you something. The moment you forget about yourself, the moment you don't know who you are, you're gonna have confusion. And we do have that a lot in the black community. It doesn't matter how, if you have a PhD, it doesn't matter you have 10, 20 houses. Oh, great. Uh, It doesn't matter if you have that, as long that you don't know the real you. You don't know who you are. Yesterday, I had this conversation with a Malgache friend that was born in France, and the conversation was so deep. We had the same issue as black people, and I realized that it's not only in the United States probably deeper, but it's happened also in Europe. You know why? Because we've been to a difficulty situation since way longer. Before our grandparents, slavery has taught us to be tough, to be rough, to be whatever we need to act mean. We always speak, I'm a stronger black woman. I'm a strong black woman, but I don't need to show my strength by being mean, by using bad words, by acting evil in order for me to show that I'm strong. My strength is in my mind and my heart. I can tell you that. Until you go to find for my strength, you will not see it. And it's a beautiful thing for a person who is a soft spoken. And the most beautiful thing that I could see in someone is being soft spoken, being loving, being caring, but being tough inside. Because people are gonna come to you and they realize, wow, I didn't think this person was so tough. Even she looks sweet. So you don't need to be mean in order for you to be tough. Toughness is not about the physical part. A lot of men can be strong, look good, and in bed they're not good. That's the physical, right? I'm sorry to say that. I just take on some point. And a lot of men, they can be strong and they cannot fight mentally. They weak mentally. And that's why I don't judge people only by looks. I always like smart men. Someone that I can have a deeper conversation. And we have to understand that in our black community. If we don't change our way to learn forgiveness, to learn how to be caring, how to be loving, to change our community for the next generation, to not keep having the generation curse, teaching our children the right way. Focusing on education is good, but what do you do to your children? Did you teach your children the right way, teaching them to love themselves, teaching them to appreciate the culture, to know who they are? I have to teach my daughter to love her hair, to tell her she's beautiful the way she is. I have to do this thing because we're living in a community, we've always been seen as the lower. But actually, it's in the mind. You don't follow what they said. That's why I don't have a TV. That's why I don't have anything, because I follow God and myself. After all, you are the owner of your life after God. So if you're going to follow, if you don't know who you are, you're gonna be very confused. And that's why a lot of people, they're very rich, but they're confused. They don't know what they want in life. They are lost. Money doesn't bring happiness. Money brings you comfort, but not happiness. Happiness is inside. It's the person that you are. And a lot of time to understand the true happiness, what really makes you happy, is by spending time with yourself. That's why they said healing is a very, very dark place, but when you fully heal, it's the most beautiful thing ever. Because when you fully heal, you have so much wisdom. You learn from your past. And you become stronger. You become more kind, more loving, more smarter. Whatever someone used to use against you to hurt you, now it's nothing. When they say it, you don't even pay attention to it because you've been through it and you already healed from it. Okay, I already know that. And I want to say that to you as women and men all over the world, and also you, black people, to learn. First, before you thinking about sending your kids to school to be the next doctor, next lawyer, teach them how to love themselves. Teach them how to appreciate their culture, how to appreciate who they are. Because school will not teach them that. I never remember school in France told me, oh, you have to love Haiti. They always told me, oh, you're lucky to be a French citizen. You are lucky to live in a great country like France. You have healthcare. Because people always feel their own is better. That's natural. Not because they're bad, that's how we are. I always brag about Haiti because that's where I was born. And my parents, taught me to love my culture. But if I was raised in a culture that didn't have any pride for themselves and I just follow the society, and because Haiti, we always hear a lot of negativity about Haiti, I would be very ignorant against my own culture. But by being understand and knowing, have knowledge where I from, the culture, this, I don't care what the society said, I don't care what the media said, I don't care what's going on in the TV. I understand as a human being, the planet that we live in, even the greater country in the world has also their own issue. They have crimes, they have drug issue, they have injustice, they have corruption. Every country has also problem. There's no perfect country in the world, and that's one of the reasons you're supposed to teach your children that ignorant is the worst thing in the world. Being ignorant, and ignorant is a lack of knowledge. The best thing you could do to your children is expose them to different culture. Well-traveled people are open to connect with everyone. That's why you see a lot of racist people. They don't really used to travel. A lot of people who travel, they open to different culture because they taste different food, they hear different languages, they see different music, they see different people dancing different way, so they don't have a closed mind. You want to be able to teach that to your children, because I am tired to see successful men financially but broken inside when it comes to family. That's mean there's a problem. There's a problem in her community, and we all keep blaming each other. The problem is because of black women. The problem is because of black men. And oh, they this, they that. I am not there to blame anyone. The problem is hers to take responsibility from her issue. It doesn't matter somebody did it to us. It's in the past, it's yesterday. This is the time right now for us to fix it. You can't stay a victim forever. And I'm saying that not because I don't understand slavery did a lot of damage to black people, but you can't stay victim forever. It's the same as a victim of domestic violence. There was a point in my life I felt really weak, I felt really low, I was upset at me. I said, why? But there's a point I have to stand to say, Marie, you're not a victim. You have to stand and say, I'm gonna fight it and I will win. Whatever he think he has, whatever he think he did, whatever he think he accomplished, that's his business, because I am fully healed. Now he's the one that is upset. Yesterday he came to pick up my children. I cooked for him. He took the food. He didn't even say thank you. I don't care. I pray for him because I know this person doesn't have love in his heart. My job as a good person is not focusing to go back at him. He goes to call me in court asking me to pay money. His lawyer is $480. I have to pay his lawyer back. In Jesus' name, I will not be upset against it. And that's a way you choose to make a decision in your life. I will live with peace. I will live with happiness. I will live with healing, with love, with respect, with forgiveness. Not always feeling like I am a victim, because people, they're going to come for you. And nicer that you are, more trouble you're going to get. More people going to come for you, and you have to be able to not changing the person that you are negatively, because the great heart that God gave you, that's what's gonna heal you and heal others who need you. And I have to speak about that because it's really sad to see in our community how we have smart men in school, in book, in education, in business, in money, finance. But when he comes to family, they are broken, they poor. It's not only men, women too. Very smart women in book, but they don't know how to be a wife. They don't know how to be a mother. Because they focus on one area in their lives. Money, education. Money, education. They forget the home education. It's like body, what is it? Body, mind, and soul. They work together. I cannot look good physically and my mind is broken. That's what they call mental health. I just focus on my look, make me look good, going to the gym, but I don't spend time with myself. And that's what happened to a lot of us. We focus so much into our looks. We don't spend time to understand what we want to share to our children. I'm not a perfect person, but I always work to become better. And everyone should be like that. And I waste less energy by making money because I spend so much energy into my mind, into the way that I think. Because you know what? Money is in the mind. Being rich is a way of thinking. Poor is a way of thinking. It's a mentality. You might think you're rich in finance, but you're very poor. That's why a lot of rich people, they commit suicide. If you're rich in finance and you're not happy with yourself, you are depressed. How good is that? That's why you have to be able to program your mind a way to be ready for the financial part. So when it comes to you, you will know how to handle it. People who has money and they weren't ready for it, they ended up in destruction. That's what happened to my ex-husband. And I've learned from it. I've learned everything that he's doing, like calling me in court, using power against me, trying to destroy me. I'm just there observing him. And I took note and come to speak about it. Because nobody can't destroy you if you don't allow them. More problem he bring to my life, stronger that I become and better that I become. And people who are not happy, they are very, very passionate into destruction, into hurting others, because they just don't have no positive energy in their lives. All they focus is hurting another person. And you know where they learn that? Sometimes is in the school, or not in the school, in the house, in the home, the parents. That's why I want to tell you, I don't say don't spank your kids, but when you spank your kids, you put them in the room for a little bit of times, go to speak to them, find out for what reason they act like that. And don't think because you're a parent, you can apologize to your child. And that's one thing black parents, we don't do. We don't take responsibility for ourselves. Last time, my daughter called me, she said, oh, my son did something. And no, I forgot. I spanked my son by mistake, and he was upset. He said, that's not fair. It's not me. And I went, I spoke to him. I felt so bad. He said, she hurted me, mommy. And he explained to me. And I said, I'm sorry. And I felt bad. That's when empathetic coming from. I had to apologize to him because I realized I made a mistake. We human, we're gonna make mistake. But he will, and children, they feel very unfair when somebody is hurting them or say something they didn't do. They hate that. And when children, they're not happy, they acting out. And if you allow that to keep continue from babies, my son is 6 years old, my daughter is 5 today, growing up to adolescent and becoming bigger adult, it's not gonna be good. People now, they growing up being rough, being knowing that they have to be mean, they have hate in their heart because nobody never teach them how to apologize, how to be sweet, how to be loving, how to be kind, how to be honest. And you ended up having a boy who want to raise his hand on other women, or you have a woman who ended up feeling like being strong is having power of money, of education, and challenge a man. And then I want to tell you, I am not there to speak on one side and another side. I am not there to say black men, they issue, black women, they issue. And we know black men, they have a lot of problems. I feel like black men have more difficulty than black women, because even black women, we have our own problem. we know how to focus on the positive side instead of refuse to searching for help and to heal. Instead of, but black men, what they do, majority of them, it's hiding the issue, using it to denigrate their race to another race, like saying black women are bad, white women are better, black women they're not soft. And when they go with another race, they're repeating the same thing. So it wasn't black woman the issue, it's your problem. Because guess what? They abuse, you still abuse her to a white woman, to a Spanish woman, to an Asian woman. You're still cheating to both. And I have a friend like that. So when you refuse to heal, you refuse to fix the problem, you're gonna move on to the next. You're trying to find a solution by hiding it inside because you don't want to fix it, and you're gonna keep blaming people. And I want to tell you, we don't want that to be happen to our little one. A lot of people, when they divorce, they can have the highest money. They could be the richest person in the world. You know what? They ended up in and homeless, not because they don't have money. They ended up being addicted to drug, or they give up on the life. Because family is the most important thing in life after God. When you have a broken family, it's almost like you don't want to survive. And sometimes the person that we love, that's the person who hurt us the most. And at this time, you have to step back, focus on yourself, and pray for them to get help, or leave them in the world, because there's things you cannot do. People have to be able to find out what is wrong with them and search for their own help, professional help. Knowledge of who you are, being honest with yourself, right? Hey BJ1 Love, welcome. I didn't even see you. Oh my God. I appreciate your culture. Self-reflection, forgiveness. Be kind to others. Be soft-spoken and strong-minded. Will help you grow. Will help you grow. Being empathetic to others. I realize a lot of job. To be honest with you, I never be careful about the companies that I work, the very, very high company, until I had interviews and I realized job that I worked since 2017 and really opened doors for me. Not because I have the right diploma. I have a 2 years degree in hospitality in France. And I have a degree for communication in the US. It's not even a degree, it's a certificate. I take a course because I believe in communication. But what really helped me grow professionally is not diploma. It's not knowing the right person. It's not trying to lie to in an interview. It's being myself. And I wish I could keep telling people that. It's being able to show the true me. People likes to see real. It's being the kind of person that I am now. Speaking to you the same way, I speak like that to anyone. I go to an interview, I speak like that. I never need to lie to get something in life, right? Being honest. I know people always think honesty is not good, but honesty is the greatest thing ever. People can feel your energy. People can see what you have to offer inside. Because a lot of people who do bad things is because they're not honest people. They're ready to do anything to destroy the world. And a good company will not hire people like that. And that's why I understand I cannot allow everyone around myself, because I'm not lucky, I am blessing. And that's why never focus on people who's trying to destroy you. You might don't have what you want right now, God will give it to you. Faith is something that will give you everything that you want. Stop the comparison. Stop putting people down. It's not gonna do anything for you. Last time a friend, an acquaintance called me and said, "Who you are? What do you do? You nothing. You just say mother." Before I would start telling her all, I didn't have to say that. I said, "Thank you, God bless you." And I think that's the best thing that I could do. Not going to try to prove myself to someone who feel very low about herself. Because I can tell you, loving people, they don't have time to put people down. You do something to them, they will tell you how they feel about you and they move on. And they don't have the heart to still keeping you hard in the heart, like they wish something bad happened to you. They don't have time for that. They will pray for God to change you. And I can tell you, I don't know if I'm weird, but that's how I feel even about my enemies. When people that wish bad thing happen to me, or things that I told them, they use it against me, or go to see someone who want to destroy me, to hurt me, I don't hurt them, I don't hate them, I pray for them, because they're dealing with something inside. And you know what caused that? Probably their childhood trauma, whatever they've been dealing with. They focus so much into what the society is showing, and they don't know who they are. Self, when you don't know who you are, you're gonna be really, really mean, ignorant, confused. Confusion comes from a lack of when you don't know who you are. That's why confident people are the most beautiful people in the world. You might see they don't have nothing, but they have everything inside, and they attract everything to them. Confident is not coming from money, it's not coming from social status, it's coming from inside. Happiness brings confidence. If you're trying to destroy a confident person, gonna destroy you, because they don't care. They focus on positive. They say, you see how negative people, they just focus on destroy, destroy. They want to hurt. They spending money on covering the crimes and using other people to hurt another person. This is the opposite. Those people, you might try preparing something for them, confident people, to hurt them. They don't even see it. They in your face and speaking, "Oh my God, how are you?" And they want to help you. They don't even see it. That's how beautiful it is. And let me tell you something. If you are a very, very good person, your enemy, they will not understand, because you are so protected. Good people, they cannot get hurt like that. The law of attraction. People might think they do something to protect you, but guess what? God is protecting you because you do good. That's why when you do good, don't expect to get good from the person that you help. Sometimes they will be the one to hurt you, but the good will come to you. The energy that you give, you're gonna get it back. You might not get it back in money, you will get it back in happiness, in health, in everything that other people who are rich cannot get. You will get it back in staying young forever, that people spending thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, millions of dollars. You're going to get it back in health. You're going to get it back in whatever God wants you to get it back. And I want you to know that sharing those to your children is powerful. It is powerful. I look at my daughter. She doesn't need to know people. She just speak to people. And always, I just see her. I see myself in her. I said, wow. And she looks just like me too. I said, how this baby just like me? She just because that's the energy she saw. I want her. And my son too. My son, he's more like, he's a boy. He will take the time to study you, and after he will come to speak to you. Share good energy to your children. Teach them how to forgive. Teach them, build the faith, because faith is the most important thing that we need. Without faith, you cannot be confident. You can be the most beautiful person in the world. You have so much, you are very smart. You could be so much, you are very successful, but you are miserable because you don't know your worth, because you don't appreciate what you had to offer. And people keep telling you, but the fact that you don't believe it, you cannot exercise it, you cannot show it to the world. You feel like you are in a shell because you don't know you are. That's why a lot of successful people, good people, they take risk. Risk taker, they are not scared to lose anything because they believe in hope. If I lose this, I learn from it. I will try again until I get it. You cannot be rich if you weren't born in a rich family, if you refuse to take risk. Risk is a must if you want to become rich. Because the minute you fail and you feel like, oh my God, I'm ashamed, I'm not going to try again, God. Sometimes you have to try more than 10 times in order for a business to become successful. You have to try another thing. Think about it. Find out what's missing. Be open to learn, to accept people's opinions. That's why every time that I had a job, I've learned from the job. Individually for myself, I learned from it. Whatever I've learned, I put it in practice. And I feel more confident in every life experience, even the worst life experience. My abusive relationship make me stronger, make me more confident. And some women actually, they feel weak, they feel ashamed, but I feel stronger because I know if I have the strength to live something like that, it must be because I'm strong. But I don't feel the need to turn against all men, to think all men are abusers, all black men are controllers, all black men are evil. I understand this brother. He has probably, I can tell he has family issue. And you know who I blame for that? His mother. Because I know the story. And that's why I decided to speak about that. I know two Nigerian men that I loved. And it's so sad. Very smart men in book. Very successful men in finance. But very, very destructive men, broken men in family, in personal relationship. You know why? Probably. And one of them told me, not my ex-husband, he never had love like that from his mother. And he is honest, he said that's something that I never had. When you don't have something, you cannot give it. And sometimes people who are not loving, in order for them to feel powerful, they have to use the physical strength. And that's why I want to say to you, my sister, you have the power to change your children's way of becoming in life. We always think the man is the head. When the man cannot be the head, the man has a head, you have a head. He has a brain, you have a brain. So you have to change it to become the head. Because I can tell you, women, we are very smart people. If you were in an abusive relationship, don't turn it to your children. You want to remove that to your society. You don't want nobody to deal with it. You want to break it. And one thing that I've learned with abuser, they don't even know who they are. An abuser doesn't even know who he is. And a lot of time abusers, they hate their mothers. And that's why you see black men always say that they hate black women because they feel like their mother fell. And men, they have a way of speaking against women because they don't understand that it's hard for a woman to be the man and be the woman also. It takes a lot of challenge, a lot of mental strength to be a mother, to provide for your child, and also like finance, home, cooking, cleaning, everything, and also be there to keep them going positively in life. That's why family is always good to be two than being separate. But at the same time, you can do it. There's mothers who raise children by themselves. The children turn out to be great kids. We just have sometimes to take a deep breath, spend enough time with herself, pray, be spiritual, focus more into her mind than focusing about what society said, who we have to please. Because in her community, we are always looking for appreciation from others. Look for appreciation from you. I want my appreciation to coming from my children. Said, Mommy, you did a good job. When I'm happy, yesterday, I gave what my son asked me. I give him children. I gave them a popsicle, and they asked me to. I open it. It didn't open well. I said, Mommy, can you open it for me? I open it. I said, Mommy, you're a good person. I said, thank you. And I blushed, to be honest with you. You're a very good person, Mommy. I know for you, like, she just opened a popsicle. But coming from a child who is 6 years old, he told me, and you're a good cooker, Mommy. You're a good cook. And these little things like that you did with kids, you might think is nothing. Like spending time with it themselves. When they ask you, like, oh, you cannot open it by yourself. You have to be a loving heart, a kind person. And when they're upset, teaching them how to take a deep breath, because sometimes I'm upset, but I have to say, Marie, take a deep breath, and say to my son, take a deep breath, breathe. When you stress, when you're upset, what do? You take a deep breath. And I have to speak to him. And he said it when I said, why you love Mommy? Because Mommy is patient. Even we drive her crazy, she always there for us. She always taking care of us. I said, what did Mommy do for you? You bat us, you feed us. Children know. Do I care what the society think about me? I don't. Do I care what my ex-husband think about me? I don't. Why do I care what God think about me? Because as long that you become a parent, your job is to make your children better than you. You have an assignment in the world. Because when God gonna ask you, what did you do with the children that I gave you? The worst thing that could happen to a parent is having failure children. And failure is not always like, oh, because he didn't succeed in career. Because someone might not have diploma and they become very successful. We saw that all the time in business. But when you cannot hold a family, you have all the money, you lonely. No woman wants to deal with you. Even all the money that you have, no man wants to deal with you. Some people, they choose to be alone, but not everyone chooses to be alone, right? And you know inside something is wrong, but instead of looking for help, you're preferring playing the victim mode. That is a failure mentality. That's why slavery is not physical. Slavery is in the mind. To break slavery, you have to heal from it. Anything that you want to break in life, you have to heal. You have to forgive. I never seen me as a slave because I know I am stronger than that. The time that I felt like I was a victim, I said, this is the time for me to pack my stuff and said, no, that's not me. You have to have that. You have to know there's a point in your life when you're gonna be so stressed out, whatever is children putting frustration on you, and you just turn out, and you have to know when is the time to say, no, that is enough. God help me. Or whatever you need help from. Take a deep breath and go back to the old self to understand something is wrong. Forgive me. And I don't want to speak like that anymore. God forgive me. All the time when I scream or anything, I'm not perfect. I barely scream. Anytime that I spank my child, I feel bad because I don't like spanking kids. I wasn't raised with my dad spanking me. Anytime a kid force me to spank them, I have headache because I don't believe in spanking. But sometimes I know they need it. So, you black woman, you black man, start things changing your way of thinking. And this way of thinking is not the university who's going to do it for you. It's by healing, by being honest with yourself, by changing your way, by forgiving the one that hurt you in the past and forgive yourself. Forgive yourself first. That's the first thing we have to do. Because a lot of times we are not able to forgive others because we kept saying, why I did that? Oh my God, we can't believe it. You have to be able to accept the wrong and say, okay, I will not do it anymore. I forgive myself and I've learned from it. I move on. What is the next chapter in my life? And move to the next. That's all that I have to say. If you appreciate my positive talk, feel free to subscribe under my video. And I had a podcast, sorry, that I speak about my journey as a victim of domestic violence in the past. Now I am a breakthrough from that. I am strong. I am stronger. I am more confident. I am a fighter. I am a lover. I am a caring person. I don't feel like a victim. And I want you, any ladies or men who've been to an abusive relationship or anything that you've been through, people putting you down, people abusing you, people bully you, it's the time right now to stand and say, no longer. I've learned from it and I've become stronger. Do whatever that you can to change this mindset. Reading books that can change your mind. Listen to motivational speeches. Go for a walk. Do whatever that makes you happy. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you have to turn off the TV, turn off the social media, and just lay down on your belly and keep breathing and listen to the positive words. Sometimes we need that. Spending time with ourselves, that's the most valuable time that we need in order to grow. We're always looking for people to love us, but when we don't love ourselves, we cannot allow people to love us. If you don't love yourself, you're gonna break the love. I respect how resilient and intelligent you are. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate. And I have to learn that. I never ever. Today I spoke to my best friend in France. She said, Marie, you should really write a book. I don't know so many people who said you should tell your story. It's just I never seen me as a victim. I never. And that's why I give my life to God. Because I always judging myself. I said, I always love to dance, like showing myself. But I said, can I be a godly person? And a friend, she's very, very religious. And I told her, I want to give my life to God since 2019, but I'm always dancing. She said, Marie, God doesn't ask people to be perfect, to be holy. The only holy person in the world is God. And that's why he needs you. Because there's things that you're going to need God to work on, right? You cannot do it by yourself. And she took the story of David. She said David was a man who always dancing. And I said, I'm sure David wasn't dancing like me, dancing compa. but but I'm honest to myself, right? Honesty is the most important thing that you know why they like Cardi B? She's honest. Cardi B was a stripper. She said how hard it was, and um she's not proud about it, and she speak about her honesty about her life, and she understand people who've been to the same situation, knowing where you're from, and use your past to make your future and your present better. So I know I'm not perfect. I love dancing. And people who are Christian, they have a way to feel like, in order for you to be holy, you have to be a certain way, wearing clothes, cover yourself, everything. I don't believe you have to. But you know what? I'm not to that point now, and I'm trying my best. I love dancing. And I said, God, one thing that I know, I kept praying about it. I said, God, I need to. But again, dance makes me happy. Maybe there's a point in my life God gonna say, I don't want you to dance on compa anymore, but for now I'm not there. But one thing that I know, I am honest with myself about it. So whatever issue that you have, and this cannot stop me becoming a good person. Because let me tell you something. It's easy for people to see, oh, how she's dancing, how she's moving, but they cannot see my heart. You can see my shape, you can see my hair, you can see the way I speak, but you don't know what is inside. And that's why it's very important to not judging yourself by what people say. And I'm sure you see some videos about, some comment about my videos before, people, Haitian people especially. This lady told me, oh, give God your life. Oh, look at you dancing. And probably this lady thinks she's perfect. But guess what? A lot of people in church, majority of them, they are the one doing bad thing. That's why you don't judge people by the look. You want to be a good person, start walking inside with God. Turn the TV off. I'm telling you right now. It's been over 20 years I don't watch TV. Since I was 18, I don't watch TV. I don't miss anything. Because if I can speak like that, it's because I don't watch TV to mess up my mind. I spend enough time with myself to understand. I've learned from people experience. I speak to people. People who always have show to watch, who always have an episode coming up. They don't have time for you. They don't have time to think deep because they're so focused into the next episode. If I watch TV, that's mean is a documentary, something that I can learn from. And I don't say don't watch TV, but don't focus 100% in TV. When you feel stressed, instead of spending time with you want to, no. And don't judge you because you think, I don't know, something in your life you want to change. Pray about it. Try to find a way to fix it instead of thinking you're a bad person. Because one thing that I can tell you, God forgive even the criminals. We hear some stories about people who've been they do so many crimes, now they become better person, they're helping the community. So it's never too late to change. It's never too late to bring good in your life. It's in your mind. Taking the decision, it's what is the most important. And it's the hardest part because it's very challenging to take good decision when we don't used to be good. And don't think, oh, I'm less than that person. No. Everyone can change. It's the way you're gonna challenge yourself. That's why I don't have friends, a lot of friends. Before I have friends, spending time with them, I see, now I know how to choose my friend. And I don't even choose my friend. I pray about people that I met. That's how weird that I am. I pray about everything and God shows me if this person is good for me or if this person is not good for me. Having a strong spiritual belief is very important because there's time you're gonna be weak, and what's gonna keep you going is your faith. Whatever you have to believe, you have to, because as human beings we need strong faith. And faith, that's what's going to bring confidence. That's why you see a lot of people, they're very successful in the world, but they're not confident in real life. They cannot even sleep at night. They're not happy. They're missing something. They're looking to cheat because they feel like they need the highest sex, and they need drugs because they need excitement. because they don't have this excitement inside. I can tell you, I'm the most excited person. And a lot of people, they don't know that. People who stay in bad situations, they don't know their self-worth. Self-worth doesn't coming from money. It's coming from inside. What your parents taught you, the experience in life, how strong that you are, what you've been through and you overcome. That's what brings you strength. I met so many women. They can't live an abusive relationship because they believe in their mind they cannot do it alone. And me, who didn't have nothing, everyone tell me, don't leave. You're gonna lose your baby. You're not gonna get your green card. You're not gonna do this. I didn't listen to nobody. As long as a man raised his hand on me once, I said either I don't wanna say it or leave you. I'm not gonna become a criminal for a man. I promise to God to be a good member of society. The best thing to do is living. That is what we call a non-violence life. In order for you to practice a non-violence life, you have to be loving. You have to be respectful to yourself. You have to love others. You have to care for humanity. You have to understand self-worth and self-love. You need to know who you are. You need to know what you stand for. You need to know your purpose in life in order for you to not acting crazy. And if one day you act crazy, go back to yourself, apologize to yourself, and take the high road. Apologize to the person you act crazy to, and never do it again. Nobody is perfect. That's what I have to tell you. I'm speaking like that because I have a great dad in my life. He didn't have money, but he has the best heart, the best loving person I've never met. And if I could be like that for my children, it would be the greatest thing ever. That's why you don't allow people to abuse you when you know who you are. You don't allow people to play with your personality when you know who you are. You don't allow people to buy you when you know who you are, because you're not a material. You are a human being that God created with strength, with power, with love, with kindness. If you allow people to buy you, you're very cheap. People who has money, they can buy you with anything. That's why living a $500,000 house for me wasn't a big thing, because this house was a jail. And living in a small apartment makes me happy. It's not about how big is your house. It's not about how rich that you are. Because a lot of people you see right now showing off on internet, they Louis Vuitton, they this, inside they are empty. That's why they always in competition. When you see people come for you, putting you down, they're dealing with something. Don't ever take your time to turn back someone who say something bad to you to stand, because they might jump on you, put you in trouble. People like that, just walk away, because they're dealing with something deeper. They're dealing with something deeper. That's why my sisters, my brothers, you, as black brothers and black sisters, this is not the time to be against each other, because I might have an accent, but I need to tell you that I was born in Haiti or I was raised in France if I don't open my mouth, in order for you to know if I'm not African, if I'm not African American, if I'm not from the Caribbean, we all look the same. The problem that I deal with, so many black women dealing with it. The problem that you're dealing with, so many black men dealing with. The problem that you're dealing with, so many parents, they deal with it. Because of what? We have the same problem. And guess what? Putting each other down, complaining about each other, blaming each other is not gonna fix the problem. What's gonna fix the problem is bring comes together, acknowledge the problem, focus on collectivity as a team, working together, help each other, refuse to act ignorant against each other. and support one another. That's what's gonna help our community to grow. I don't believe in restriction. I don't believe I'm a victim forever. It's not like I don't know what I've been through as a black woman. I know my history very well, but in order for us to grow again, we have to be able to forgive. We have to be able to focus on ourselves. We have to be able to know, to be loving, kind to our children. Because when you don't heal, you have frustration inside of you, and majority of the time you take out your frustration on your children, on your loving one, your loved one. That's why in her society, in her community, there's so much brokenness, like because our brothers need to fight us, our sisters needs to fight us. We never heal. I don't fight with people. My mouth is what gonna fight you, but I will not fight you negatively. I will fight you positively. I will challenge you to be better. And I wish every woman and man in my community was like that. Work on your mind and your heart, and this will help you, will improve your life in academically, professionally, family, in everything in life. It will help you, because I can tell you human interaction is very important. When you go to an interview, they don't ask you to show me your degree. They ask you, what do you have to bring to this company? What is the reason I should hire you? What is different from you? And this is when you have to sell yourself. Selling yourself is being true, being different from another one. You know, weirdos, people use, they call weirdos sometimes, it's because they're just different. There's no such thing as a weirdos. There's no such thing. You're weird. I'm different. And when you're weird, it's even better for you because you're not like everyone. You're special. And I want you to challenge yourself to be like that. People don't want you to wear your hair naturally. People don't want you to accept your flat nose, accept it. People don't want you to have a strong accent, just speak with your strong accent and confidently. People don't want you to be happy, just be happy in their face and dance and laugh and speak. Whatever people they don't want you to do it, because you don't do it for them, you do it for yourself. That's what I have to say. Teach your children. Teach your children your culture. Culture is something very, very important. People always think, oh, showing culture is just, we have to be strong. You are very far away from what is culture. Some of you only take the bad side of the culture. You don't even know what is the good side. I was married to a Nigerian. I think I'm more Nigerian than him. I take all the good side. I can dance on Nigerian music. I can cook Nigerian food. You know, I have a way to pick the good in everything. But he take the deep part. I'm African. I have to be tough. And people always ask me if I'm from Africa. I probably act like one since I was dealing with. But guess what? I take the good part. Because I love Africa. Because I love the world. It doesn't matter where you're from. I will learn. You can from Asia, I will learn. Be open-minded. Don't put yourself in a box. Don't give yourself a name that because I'm a black person, I need to be like this. God didn't create you because you're black, you're supposed to be mean. Because you're black, you're supposed to always beat your children. That's how black people are supposed to raise you. That's what they put in your mind. My dad is fully black. Hair with afro, but this man doesn't believe in beating up. People in Haiti thought he was weird because they don't used to see that. They believe in abuse. You can spank your child, but that doesn't mean to abuse your children. That's what happened to our community. Black men, they weren't raised a way to show the weakness. Like, you a man, you're supposed to be tough. Don't cry. A man is not a man, is not a human being. But her parents taught us. I wasn't raised like that, but parents taught us to be like that. Majority of black kids, they were raised because you a man, you a black man. You're not supposed to show your emotion. You're not supposed to show you hurt. You're not. And from there, we keep everything inside. And from there, we are going with frustration. And one day we just explodes on her loved one, the one who cares so much for us. We just explodes. Guess what? We're hiding it because we go back to school. We become the next doctor, the next lawyer, but we never heal. We have money, but we never heal. Healing, before you become rich, you have to heal. Because if you're not healed, your money gonna destroy you. I can tell you that right now. When you heal, you have money, you're gonna enjoy your money so much. You're gonna be happy and you're gonna help others. You're gonna make your community better. People who are healed from what they've been through, they help the community, they help people, they become a better person. They also provide for others who need healing, who needs whatever help they need. But when you're not healed, you're gonna destroy your community. Any good thing that you take, you're gonna destroy it because you don't know what is love, you don't know what is healing, you don't know what is good, you don't know what is positive. All you think, it's what they taught you. I hope you learn. I hope you learn from that. I hope you guys gonna watching so many other videos on YouTube. I find this lady, I think she's from England, but she's Eastern, she probably from the Eastern region, and she's like a psychology. The lady is great. I forgot her name. I'm so bad with name. So there's a lot of videos that you can watch on YouTube. People who think, oh, I don't have money to pay therapy session. I understand. Now we have such great information, very informative things on YouTube, because people, they make money with YouTube. They're sharing the information, they're sharing the skills. So spend time with yourself, be loving, be kind, forgive, focus on the healing. Don't focus on the outside, focus on you and God. Don't give up. When somebody's trying to hurt you, don't focus on it. It's a hard thing to do, but you can do it. When you feel like you can do it, say, God, give me help. Pray. Cry. Sometimes we have to cry. Let the tears come out. Scream, do whatever you want in your womb, but let it out. And that's why you're going to be beautifully to all human beings. You're going to smile genuinely, not a fake smile. You're going to speak from the heart. You're going to just want happiness to happen to everyone. Jealousy will not exist in your world. You want peace for everyone. You want healing. You want loving. You want kindness. You want everything good to happen to people. You feel hurt when people are hurting because you know it's not a good energy. Have a wonderful night. Once I start talking, I get very excited. I'm a talker. Thank you everyone for watching. TV Cab Vegan. Qui d'autre? All of you, Mustafa. Oh my god. Why am I leaving? Everyone who been there, I appreciate all of you. Please feel free to subscribe if you appreciate the video and put it in practice. I cannot stress more about it. Forgiveness is something that we need. If we don't forgive, we will not be happy. We will not be happy. We will not. And healing, that's something that we need. Have a wonderful day, everybody. God bless you.